Hello, welcome to chapter 3.2 part 2, graphing lines. Graphing oblique lines, and this is our procedure for doing this. We're going to find the y-intercept, meaning set y equal to 0 and solve for x. Then we're going to find the y-intercept. That means that we set x is equal to 0 and solve for y. And then we're going to plot the points that we found in 1 and 2, and we're going to connect those 2 points by a straight line. Example 2, we're going to graph the equation 2y minus 5x is equal to 20 by finding the intercept. So let us go over to the whiteboard and work this out. In example number 2, we are asked to graph the equation 4y minus 5x is equal to 20. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up a little table, and I'm going to find the x and y intercepts and then connect those 2 points. So what I'm going to do, I have my x, I'll have my equation here, 4y minus 5x is equal to 20. That's what I want to solve. And then I'll have my y after I solve it. And then I'll put these two together and I will get my coordinate, meaning where I'm going to put my point. So if I have x is equal to 0, that means that we have 4y minus 5 times 0 is equal to 20. So if we solve this, well, anything times 0 is 0. So that means we have 4y is equal to 20. And then divide by 4, divide by 4. So that means that the y, 4 goes into 25 times, that this is 5. So our coordinate is 0, 5. And similarly, I will do that for the y coordinates. So I'll set the y equal to 0 this time and solve for x. So I'm going to go the opposite direction. So I have 4 times 0 minus 5x is equal to 20. Well, anything times 0, 4 times 0 is 0, so that's 0. Minus 5x is equal to 20. So then we have minus 5x is equal to 20. And we divide both sides by negative 5. And that means that our x will be negative 4. So that means the coordinate we'll have is negative 4, 0. So now in order to graph, we're going to plot those 2 points. And I'll show you the plot and how to plot that on the PowerPoint. Returning to the PowerPoint, we found the 2 points. When we set x is equal to 0, we got y is equal to 5. And when we set y is equal to 0, we got x is equal to negative 4. So these are our 2 points, and we plotted these 2 points. So now we have our Cartesian coordinate, and we plot these 2 points, and here is 0, 5. 0 is the x, 5 places for the y, and then negative 4 for the x, and then 0 for the y. And now we connect these 2 points with a line, and this becomes our graph. for the equation 4y minus 5x equals 20. In example number 3, we're going to graph the linear equation 3x minus 5 is equal to 15. So let us go over to the whiteboard and work this one out. In example number 3, we're asked to graph 3x minus 5y is equal to 15. So we do similarly as we did for the previous problem. We'll set up a little table and use the technique of the xy intercept to find our 2 points so we can make a line. So I'll put 3x minus 5y is equal to 15, and then y, and then I have my coordinate. So again, I will say, let's say x is equal to 0. So that means we have 3 times 0 minus 5y is equal to 15. Well, 3 times 0 is 0, so we have minus 5y is equal to 15. Divide by negative 5, divide by negative 5, and that will give us negative 3. So that's negative 3, so 0, negative 3. Now I will set y is equal to 0. I'll set y is equal to 0 and solve the equation. So I have 3x minus 5 times 0 is equal to 15. That means we have 3x is equal to 15. Divide by 3, divide by 3, and that means x is equal to 5. So my coordinate here is 5, 0. And now I can proceed to plot those points on my graph paper, or I can do it in a sketchy way on a regular piece of paper, but it's always better to do it on graph paper, and that's why I'll show you again on the PowerPoint where I have it written much more neat. Returning to the PowerPoint, we have x and y, and this was our coordinates that we worked out on the whiteboard. We found that the points were 0, negative 3, where x is 0, y is equal to negative 3. We plot this first point, 0, negative 3, so we don't move anywhere on the x-axis, but we'll move down 3 boxes on the y-axis to get the coordinate 0, negative 3. Then we go to our second coordinate, and here x is equal to 5, so we move 5 boxes, but we don't have to move any boxes on the y because that is 0, and there is our point. And now we connect these 2 points with a line, and this is the graph for 3x minus 5y is equal to 15. In example number 4, we're asked to graph the line 2y minus 3x is equal to 6. So let us go over to the whiteboard and work this out. In example number 4, we are given the equation 2y minus 3x is equal to 6, and we want to graph this. So again, we're going to look for the x-intercepts and the y-intercepts of the graph by making our little table. So we put x, here's our equation, and y, and then we have our coordinate. So if we set x is equal to 0, that means we're going to find the y-intercept. So we have 2y minus 3 times 0 is equal to 6. So that's 2y is equal to 6. Divide by 2, divide by 2. So y is equal to 3. So our coordinate is 0, 3. Similarly, as we did before, we'll set the y equal to 0 in order to find the x-intercept. So we have 2 times 0 minus 3, x is equal to 6. So that's minus 3x is equal to 6. Divide by negative 3, divide by negative 3. So this is negative 2, and that means our coordinate is negative 2, 0. Now we can return to the PowerPoint and show what this would look like on a graph. Returning to the PowerPoint, we found that for x we got 0, 3 as one of our coordinates, and then for the other coordinate we got negative 2, 0, where x was negative 2 and y is 0. So let us plot the first coordinate, 0, 3. So that means if x is 0, we don't move, but the y we move up 3 boxes. And here is our coordinate or our point, 0, 3. And then for the other one, we move left negative 2 places, but we don't have to move at all up or down because it's 0, and this is where our other point is, negative 2, 0, and we connect it with a straight line. And this is our graph for the equation 2y minus 3x is equal to 6. In example number 5, we're asked to graph the equation x is equal to 3. So here what happens is that x is equal to 3, that means y is equal to 0, but that means that it's a line that is parallel to the y-axis that goes through x at 3. So the graph of a vertical line is always x equal to a, where a is whatever x is. In example number 6, we're asked to graph the line y is equal to negative 4. So in this case, we graph y is equal to negative 4. That means we go down 4 boxes, and that becomes the line that's parallel to the x-axis. So this means the graph of a horizontal line is always y is equal to b, where b is the y part. Thank you very much. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Be well, take care, and goodbye for now.